Miami Watch Club is home to some of the most passionate and unique collectors you'll ever meet. Here, it's about community, design, and growing together through the journey of collecting. Today, we sit down with Orlando Rodriguez, attorney and one of the club's most fearless collectors. We talk about why he refuses to play the authorized dealer game, how baseball card collecting shaped the way he buys and trades watches today, and whether his stance against authorized dealers may be costing him more than he realizes. Let's get into it.
Welcome to another episode of On Time, a collector's journey brought to you by the MIA Watch Club. I'm your host, Lex Barrera, and today, once again, I'm joined by my co-host, CJ, aka the Cuban Missile, aka Baguette Boy. Welcome to the show.
What up, Lex?
And today we have a very special friend of the club, my man Orlando. Thank you for coming over, man. I'm excited to talk watches. I'm excited to talk life. I'm excited to talk ADs because I heard you're not an AD guy, so we don't have a conversation about that. But we always start the show with, where did this hobby start for you? Do you remember that first watch?
Oh, yeah. Well, I've been a collector all my life. You know, it was with Garbage Pail Kids from I don't know if you remember the Garbage Pail Kids. My baseball card hobby got much more expensive, and then I ended up selling that off, and then I got into what I always loved. When I became an attorney, my first big boy watch was the one I always dreamt of. Like, oh, this is when I made it, it was a bluesy. You know what I mean?
Bluesy?
It was a bluesy.
That's such a Miami watch.
And then that was my idea.
Right, and then you didn't need anything else.
And that was it for 8 years.
Cool, yeah.
I didn't need anything else. But then it hit me again. When I sold the collection, the baseball card collection, then this bug bit me.
So you bought your first watch. Now, was this one from an AD or no?
No, nothing from ADs. I don't buy from ADs.
Okay, so no AD on the bluesy. And for 8 years, you didn't buy another watch. So talk to me about collecting cars, because this is a crazy thing, right? Like, I used to collect cars as a kid, and I had all kind of crazy cars. But back then, they weren't worth nothing but a penny, and it's maybe $100.
Right.
This thing has become a full-on business, right? There's multi-million-dollar cards now.
Yes, but a lot of that's manufactured scarcity. Like the newer cards, oh, it's a one of one, because it's a silver border, and then the other one's a one of five because it's a red border. Same picture, same thing.
Yeah.
But they manufacture the scarcity. What I like about vintage cards is they're scarce because there ain't many around, period, And
so now in value, and I'm so interested in this, and I'm gonna ask you how that then pivots into your watch collecting. But in value, what was the most expensive card that you could
that I owned?
Yeah,
like $150,000.
Oh my God,
man,
this is like a watch.
At the end of my collection, the entirety of my collection was 12 Ty Cobb postcards that were population 3 in the world to maybe 15 in the world. That's how much I condensed. I went through the Mantles in the 50s, and then went to the Ruths and the Gehrigs, and then I discovered rare Ty Cobb postcards, and I had one of the top 2 Ty Cobb postcard collections in the country.
Why did you start collecting watches all of a sudden then?
I just came back to it. It wasn't always. I still had some watches. IWC and things like that, a Rolex, the Bluesy. My wife bought me a Sky Dweller, which then put me over that $20,000 limit. And once you break a barrier, that's it. It's
Yeah.
and then I was like, oh, this is nice. And then I started looking at other stuff, and I sold the watch 6 months later. I don't have that kind of emotional attachment to things.
You move in and out of watches like nobody I've ever seen.
Yeah, I have no problem doing it. My watches have their bags packed.
They're ready to go.
If there's something else I like better, but that comes from collecting baseball cards. If I had 2 Mantles and I see this Ruth, I'm like, would you rather have these 2 or this? It's that done. And that's how I've moved up. I don't just go drop 5711 money on a 5711. I drop an AP Chrono and a white gold Daytona and an extra 30K, and now I got a 5711. That's I worked up the same way I do with baseball cards, the way I condensed to a small, Cobb postcard collection.
So talking about this roof, before we get into the collection that you have in front of us, is there a price roof that you're like, I'm not going over that no matter what?
It isn't about the price. It's about have I earned the right to own a $270,000 Patek Perpetual? And I think that's more future me, right? I could see me maybe condensing one day to have 3 watch collection or something like that. Right now, I like to be in this sweet spot of 8 to 9, so they all get wrist time.
Yeah.
But no, I think if I've earned it, I'm cool with it. It's all about earning it.
I'm a disorganized collector because I've been going through my stuff where it's like, I only need 6 watches, but I could never figure out because I love all my watches.
Same.
But I do have like a ceiling to what I'm willing to spend. Like there's a certain level, even with cars. Like I collect cars and I have really incredible cars, but I have a limit. Like I will not spend $1 million on a car, even if I earned it. I could say I earned it right now. I can't. There's just something in me that doesn't allow me to spend that because I said I can give 6 different Porsches for that $1 million Singer that I'm going to enjoy, that have some history on it, that I could drive. And so it's interesting, the concept of not having one and just like, if you can earn it. I see a lot of Patek. Did you start with Patek when you got back into it, or what was the first watch that brought you back into the world?
Yeah, the Sky Dweller, and then, you know, like normal, just through the Rolex gauntlet, and then, you know, trade 3 Rolexes for this guy, and then and moved on up that way. But I found Patek to be my sweet spot. Like that's my brand. But I like to have a little bit of everything. So I have a little Vacheron, you know, 1 Vacheron, 1 AP, 1 Lange, like that.
What is it about Patek that you really connect with?
I don't know. I think there's something just to the. I mean, since I was young, man, it's Patek. Like, you know, you made it. It's Patek, and then now just visually, I don't know. I feel that it's a great value right now too, with Journe blowing up and everything, and you can go and get an annual calendar Patek at $30K under retail. Like, you know, there's value there. Same with Lange.
So let's start with the watch on your wrist. Tell us about this watch.
5905R. It's a rose gold flyback chrono. It's got a really cool blue strap on it that really brings out the blue of the dial. This is my most recent acquisition. I got it about a week ago.
So when you're looking at this watch, and let's say the rest of this, do you have, you being a lawyer and CJ here, a lawyer too, and do you have a watch that you wear when you're like, all right, I'm going to go kick some ass? Like, is that your ass-kicking watch? Which one's that?
No. It depends what kind of ass kicking I want to get,
Okay.
right? You know, I was telling CJ, actually, before we filmed, is every watch there to me is like a tool. It's a vibe.
Yeah.
I look at my watch box as a toolbox, and I don't want to have 3 flathead screwdrivers. I want one, and I want 1 hammer, and I want, you know, and each one represents a vibe to me. So it's interesting that you put it that way. Like, if I want to go kick ass, do I want to kick their ass politely with a glove in the face, you know, or do I want to really, you know, kick their ass? So obviously, you know, rose gold AP,
Right.
is, you know, you bring, that's, you know, that's the bull in the china shop that you bring out.
I have a joke. The more there's more gold in the watch, the more I don't like opposing counsel.
Right.
Like if I hate the guy, I'm wearing an all gold bracelet. Correct. Like that's exactly the type of watch I'd wear if I hate the other guy.
Yep. And as a criminal defense attorney, you know, my clients know. Yeah. They might not know what I'm wearing now, but they know this. They know the shape of the AP,
and that means you're successful.
And the gold, and they see that.
To them, at least.
Correct.
So tell me about this watch. How long ago did you get this one?
So that one,
that's a jumbo, right?
That's the jumbo. That's a 15202 jumbo ultra thin rose gold OR, right? That one, I actually had a rose gold AP perpetual calendar, blue dial, which most people would covet over this. If I fall out of love, you know, and I'm like, I've always wanted a jumbo. The jumbo is just thinner. It's more me. It's more sleek. There's less going on in the dial. And it's just more clean. So I traded the perpetual and picked this guy up.
I like clean dials. Like, I'm not a tourbillon guy on most watches. I would say other than Moser, because I think in Moser the tourbillon, because everything else is so sleek, the tourbillon really gets the center presence. On a typical watch with everything going on and then the tourbillon, it's not for me. I like clean watches.
I don't think people understand, or at least to me, because my aesthetics just worked out. To me, I see a 41 millimeter Royal Oak and a 39. To the average guy, that's like, oh yeah, it's 2 millimeters. To me, it's everything. Like, to me,
massive difference.
And it's not how it sits on my wrist necessarily. It's just the proportions of the dial itself. When you get a 41 millimeter Royal Oak, there's a lot of open space, wasted, dead space, where this is just condensed beautifully. This is how Genta wanted it to be.
Yep.
That's how he designed it. That's how it should stay. And there's a reason for it.
You know what's hotter than a Paul Newman and an AP Clover? The 0-60 brand hat. That's right. So don't be the only lane without one. Go get it right now at 060supply.com. Now back to your show.
I agree 39 is the perfect size for a Royal Oak. And they should get back, I hear they're going to get back to doing 39 perpetual calendars. So
For most
if they
watches,
do
I
that, I'm back at AP heavy.
Yeah?
Because I stopped buying. I love perpetual calendars. That's my favorite complication. Because I love the symmetry in the dial. I love how it looks. But when they started making them 41, it's just like it loses that. So all my perpetual calendars, all my APs are actually vintage APs because of that. I like the smaller size APs. And thankfully, I bet on that heavy before it was popular. So I got to, acquire a few more.
Yeah, it really just throws off the dimensions. And by the way, the thickness. And you see the rehout just seems deep. It almost feels like a fishbowl or something as opposed to this, which is so slim.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm very happy with that trade. And, this guy should be in the collection for a while, I think.
So now we have another Gerald Genta. And so I have to ask the question. Gerald Genta. What do you choose?
Patek, the 57.
all day.
Okay. Why?
So that's supposedly a stainless steel sports watch, right? But I don't view that as my stainless steel sports watch. That's a dress watch that just happens to be in stainless steel. You know what I mean? It's just that kind of elegant. I just see it as, like I said, my vibes, depending on my vibes, right? Like we'll get to the Platona in a minute, but I don't like competing watches in my collection. Like I said, I want, one guy. So this is the one I put on when I might even want to be casual or whatever, but this brings the elegance. And I went with 5711 for the same reason you just said, the clean. It's just clean. No craziness going on. I like complications on dress watches, not so much on the sports watches. Now, why I prefer this to AP? I mean, you give me a jumbo and it's closer, but I don't know, man. I just love grails. I love icons. Yeah. I love icons, and this was really the I made it watch for me. This is the watch that I said, man, I can't. I truly, when they talk about a grail, to me, a grail is something that you look and you want, but you at one point in your life think is unobtainable.
Yeah. Do you look at, so coming from card collecting, right, where you are looking for not only grails in the sense of like what it was unattainable, but it also what that player meant and the history of that player, right? Like there's
yes.
A Babe Ruth is a Babe Ruth. So when you look at brands, do you say, I want the history of AP, I want the history of Patek, there's people that only collect Gerald Genta designs, right? And there's like heavy Gerald Genta designs across each brand. There's people that go and say, I want the watch that define Lange, the watch that define AP. Do you look at it like that, or it's really just like what you're feeling at the moment, what you're looking, what you're looking to fit into the collection and then you just go buy it? Or are you looking for the actual historical grails from each brand?
Yeah, I think you really you hit on there, because there is a relationship with the way I collected baseball cards and the way I collect watches. Now, this is the 1952 Mickey Mantle. This is a Mount Rushmore piece, any way you look at it. And I love that.
Landy's a bangers only. There's no average pieces in there.
And not because for any type of elitism. There's $800 watches that I love. I'm just not going to put them on over that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We have a limited amount of time on this earth, whatever that might be. And I'm wearing my favorite watches while I'm on it, and that means at the gym or wherever the hell it is, I'm wearing my watches.
Show us your gym watch.
What's your gym watch here? Your Aquanaut, okay.
5167.
5167A stainless Aquanaut.
Some people say you're crazy to wear that to the gym.
I don't understand. I don't understand why that's crazy. It's a rubber sports watch.
I agree with you.
That retails in the 20s. It's not, it sells for a lot more aftermarket, but you got to wear your watches. Yeah. That's what they're for.
I wear this to the gym.
Yes.
This is my gym watch.
Yeah. I agree. I think the overprotecting of watches, just like the overprotecting of cars, I always say
try them.
Maybe you'll get to a certain place in a certain time in your life where you like the car just being there, looking at it, or you like the watch just sitting there. Like people buy highly complicated, the one-on-one watches from Vacheron that are like $3 million, and cool, I'm sure you have it wearing it because the thing is a brick. But for me, it's like, it's also meant for you to wear it. That was the intent of the watchmakers. Like an artist made it so that it could tell time and so you can enjoy it. And I'm all about wearing and driving my cars. Like I want to wear my watches. I want to beat them up. I think what I fall into, that you said something that I think is good, is sometimes I look at a watch and I'm like, I like that watch and I get it. And I don't think, but will I wear it over this other thing that I have? Like I have a 3700 double stamp and I have a lot of steel watches. And I find myself wearing the 3700 over all the other ones, and then I'm like, damn, why I buy that watch and I never wear it, you know?
When you reach into the safe, you're gonna pass that watch to put on whatever other watch.
Yeah, because it has personality to it.
I told someone the other day, a guy who's in our club starting off his collection, Josh. I told him, I asked him, you ever had a saltwater tank before? You know, he did. So he knew where I was coming from. I said, when you get a saltwater tank, you have to decide first of all if you want coral, if you want aggressive fish, or if you want passive fish, because some fish eat the coral. So I want my blue tang floating around in there. I want a yellow one, but I don't want 3 blue fish.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yes, I consider that a lot before I buy a watch. Are these two going to fight with each other? Because if they are, I'm not Jeff Bezos either to just have, unlimited watches that are similar, that are in the same lane.
If you had to start your collection all over again, what would be the first watch you buy?
Oh, it would be this collection. I mean, because I do start it over again. As CJ said, I start it over again all the time.
What would be the first one that you get?
Dude, honestly, this watch,
The 51,
The most
51,
utility you
67.
get out of a watch is in that.
I wear this. These are the comfortable slippers I get into when I get at home. You know what I mean? When you get your t-shirt on at home, I'm not going to walk around with 5905 in my house cooking dinner. But this guy's light, sporty. And then it's funny because the way I use it with the gym and things like that, I never actually use it for its intended purpose of going to the cigar shop with it or hanging out with it, because I see it as my quote beater or whatever. It's not a beater. I'm not going to go mountain climbing.
Yeah.
But
Right.
But anyway,
But you take it to the gym. It's the same thing.
But you could. I mean, this watch can work on dinner.
I love
at
that.
Daniel's.
By the way, to me, Aquanauts, same thing as Elegant, which I have as well. I love it, and I think that's the intended. And that's what I think is so great about that watch, that Journe created something that still makes you go, aha, because it resets itself and all this, but in a watch that you can beat the crap out of, and that you can go to the most dangerous place that most people don't know what it is.
When it wakes up in the morning,
I love
it's
that.
awesome.
That's the best.
And it sets
I
itself.
live for moments like that.
Yeah.
So now talk to me about the Platinum Daytona. This thing has weight on it.
Actually, yeah. How opposite are those two?
That's like
You're
night and
wearing
day.
The Aquanaut, and then now this heavy Platona. So I wanted one representative from Rolex, right? And
That's the one.
this is the one, right? I mean, as far as I'm concerned, the beautiful blue dial with the brown bezel and the brown subdials. It's hefty, which some people say, oh, it's too heavy. And I said, look, man, if a couple grams bother you on a watch, like you need to hit the gym, okay? Because there's no reason why this should bother you to have this on your wrist. I mean, I've never gotten home rubbing my shoulder like, man, that Platona did a number on me today. Whatever. It's heavy. You feel it. When I want to, like, let's say I'm wearing the same outfit, but I want a more casual vibe. I want to, this is what I reach for, as opposed to, say, this guy who pops a little more, or the AP.
Do your clients recognize this watch?
Oh, this one, they would. They would recognize it as a Daytona. I don't think they'd necessarily go, oh, that's the Platinum Daytona. Okay. But I mean, ice blue, I feel you need to have one of these in your collection, whether it be the day date, the beautiful, the day date version. But ice blue is just such a cool color, and somehow Rolex put it together with brown, and it works.
Yeah, it does.
So this is my my sporty stainless looking watch. If you notice, I don't have a lot of stainless there. Yeah. And
I mean, you just have grails.
Right. That's it.
Right. I don't have any stainless, just grails. just dime drops.
Right. Well, the Aquanaut on the rubber strap. And you'll notice the Aquanaut's the only black dial. I'm not a big black dial guy. I think that a lot of collections are full of black dials. Yeah. The only other black dial I have I didn't bring, which is a Reverso, a Jaeger rose gold black dial Reverso, which is more like, it's not a rotation watch. It's more just a watch like, oh, I'm wearing a black suit today. I'm going to throw on the Reverso. So I don't...
Man of class.
I found most people love blue dials.
Yeah.
Are you a blue dial guy?
Big time, yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. That's how they get me though.
Yeah.
It's like I see someone with blue dial, I'm buying it, and then I'm like, oh, damn, I don't use it.
I got too many blue dials.
I got too many. Yeah, I got...
But look at the difference in colors. Like, this is a nice blue. This blue is more like a...
Oh, that's why I have this lapis white gold, Chinese lettering. Because I just love the way that pops.
I love that watch.
It's like a blue, purple blue almost.
Yeah, it just really stands out.
Oh, it's a stone dial.
Yeah, it's a lapis style.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
36 millimeter day date.
Yep.
That's really nice.
In white gold on top of that, so it's just rare with a stone dial.
That's rare on rare.
But enough about this watch. Let's talk about ADs, because you are holding a Rolex, and there's a lot of conversations around Rolex and ADs. Why not build a relationship with an AD?
For a few reasons. Let's use my Nautilus as an example. Number one, it's discontinued, so I couldn't get it even if I wanted to. I have friends who were waiting on a 5712, waited for 2 years, and sorry, we discontinued the 5712. You're gonna have to get the 5726, like it or not. Though I prefer that over the 5712. But the point is, all those years of waiting, and now it's discontinued, and you made me drop $400,000 on watches I did not want.
To be fair, not all ADs are like that, but
no, but
shout out to my AD.
But listen, what I'm saying has nothing to do with CJ. Okay, this is just my opinion, nor with Lex. Let's say this. Let's use this watch as an example. This watch retails for probably $30,000 more than I got it for. So okay, cool. So now I want a good faith with the brand, and I spend the $30K to get this watch. Okay, what am I going to save later on an Aquanaut? $30K? Okay. But I get it when I want.
Right.
What I want when I want it.
My initial reaction to you buying an Aquanaut or a Nautilus aftermarket is, he's crazy. He just spent a fortune. But you've saved in other watches.
Sure.
That you've bought aftermarket for less than
it evens out. And I get it when I want. I'm going to kiss anybody's ass, get on my knees for anybody, wait for anybody. And again, I mentioned our limited number of days on Earth. There's value to owning a watch for 2 years.
Yeah.
You know, these guys get on a wait list for Rolex to save $3,000 on a Submariner. I'm like, dude, you just went 2 years without wearing the watch you want to wear for $3,000.
I agree on that, and it's great that you talk about it in that way. Because, for example, being on waiting lists sometimes, especially with like independents, where you had to put a deposit of $50,000, you get your watch in 2 years. Like, while I love supporting independents, and there's, I wear a lot of Hasman and Monet who I like freaking love. The waiting around period to me and giving you $50,000 for 2 years, it just doesn't register in my life, because you don't know when your next day is at. And I'd rather have that money in the bank doing something else, or to your point, I'd rather be able to have the time to wear the watch that I want now. I have relationships with incredible ADs. I got to say, I have so many ADs that have been amazing. And I get it. I'm not your normal customer either, because I am who I am. I come from where I come from. So people open up and do give me watches that maybe they won't give the normal person. For the most part, I agree with you. I think, and I buy a lot of vintage, so I have no other option but to go looking for it and looking in auctions. But it is, the AD route is not for everybody. And I think that's what we always say on the show is like, you have to make a decision. If there's one watch that you feel like, okay, I want to go build that. If there's a person, and I tell ADs the same thing. I said, hey, you guys got to stop treating people with these like rule book. Hey man, yeah, we're going to build up to that. And you get to take this watch today, and you should feel really special. You get to take this watch today. It's like, look, I know there's no list. I know, like, you start getting, and I always say, it's like, the question is, do you want to build with me as a human? Because outside of this job that you one day could lose, I'm the best Rolodex you got. Like, I can get you anything you could go out with 2 phone calls. Do you want to build that kind of relationship with me, or you don't? If you don't, it's okay. It's not, there'll be another AD around the world that does want to build it. Yeah. But I do think you people got to decide if they want to really go down that route, because to your point, sometimes if you have the money, especially the extra 10, 20 grand are worth it for you having the watch,
some of them
and you don't
not,
lose it.
Some of them are not 10, 20 grand.
Yeah,
right?
Journe
is now through the roof.
Yeah.
Even, this Nautilus, these Aquanauts, that's real money over asking.
Journe's an exception, but just talking about Patek, I walk into Patek now, and I think to myself, what are you going to offer me that I don't like? A rose gold? Not okay. I mean, I could buy that too, but I already have my Nautilus. I have my Aquanaut. Why would I pay you now for this guy? So what I spent on that, I saved on this. There's another Patek there that we haven't talked about, which is the olive
5205.
Olive 5205. CJ has this guy. This is a beautiful,
I love that watch.
beautiful,
with a
beautiful
hand-painted strap. Right? Is that the strap it came with?
Yeah, this is the strap that it actually looks black, but if you look at it in the right shades, it's a really beautiful olive. This is kind of like a cousin of this guy. It's a smaller version, but a beautiful, classy olive. You can wear this with the top.
That's rose gold. Is the
both are rose gold? Yeah.
The rose pops with the green. I don't know why. To me.
Yeah.
I love rose gold. I'm a rose gold kind of guy.
Yeah. With dress watches, I feel like there should be yellow or rose gold. Yeah. So then I saved, if I bought this retail, what would I spend? You know what I mean? Like I saved
there's been
25 grand here. 30,
I guess it depends how you collect, because and I've said it here before, so I don't have to plug them again, but I love my Patek AD. It's a friendship. And I have a rule that if Patek comes in, Patek, Journe, and Lange, if it comes in, it's not coming out. This is for life, for me. For now, you know, thankfully I'm in a position where that can be the rule. But that's not you. So you don't need that, like, you know, because I want to be one day a rare handcraft Patek collector, minute repeater. That's where I want to go with the brand.
Yeah.
But that's not you.
No, and one day I want to own a Grand Complications, and that's also $100,000 under retail. So I'll buy it under retail. I guess it depends where you want to go. Journe again being the exception.
Yeah,
I mean,
Journe is a different story.
Yeah, we're not.
Journe's on the rocket ship right now.
Journe is a whole different attention.
So I mean, I'm not even on that list. I know a lot of people who are.
Yeah.
I'm sure that I could do that, and I would be interested in having a Journe, but again, I just don't usually play that game. I'm just not. That's not who I
Journe's
am.
a different game. I wouldn't even call it a game. There's no buying in. There's nothing to buy.
Yeah.
Well, that's true. Everything they have is elite. There's no codes. You know, there's no like AP. You got to buy the code or whatever. No, that's. You know.
I gotta say though, when you look at the Journe philosophy, you know, people can say whatever, but I really think it's done right.
I love it too.
I think the fact that one come in, you got to learn about our watches.
Right.
We'll bring them in from other places. We'll ask our collectors to lend you a watch so you could just try it on so you understand what that is. But then we're gonna force you to come learn because it's a privilege to own our watch because it's a piece of art. I respect that. And then in the meantime, hey, don't worry. You can come and be part of the community. You can hang out here. You could talk about it. We're not excluding you from none of that.
Here's free drinks.
Here's free drinks. Here's some like a way for you to network with other people. And here's resources so you can actually learn about what we do. But yeah, you're going to have to wait because it is a privilege to own our watch. That's a crazy concept as a luxury brand. In a luxury good way, which is something people don't need.
It pisses people off. I know some people that have a good friend.
Yeah.
I won't say his name. He's like, you're nuts just going to a party. I'm like, I think he's nuts. Like, what do you mean, go to a free party and hang out with cool people?
Well, they only make so many, man. I mean, like they have to have some way to weed people
Right. If
out.
Rolex did that, you'd be like, come on, you're making millions of watches.
Right.
But I like that approach better than like you going to Rolex and tell you that's a display model.
Yeah.
When you know it's not a display model.
Right.
Like
For display only.
You know, it's just not. Like,
And Rolex, you got to buy this diamond set, whatever. No, I don't
it's not
wanna
a
buy
display model. We know that there's no list across the world because if not, people wouldn't be flipping Rolexes left and right. They'll be X'd out like AP. So while I love, and by the way, I have a lot of AD friends who run Rolex stores who are incredible human beings, and the brand itself, I deal a lot with the brand. They're really cool people, but there is a change in strategy that's needed when you compare it to what Journe is doing and what some of these other brands are doing, especially in a time where independents are starting to kick ass.
That's an annual. The Patek you're wearing is a
Chrono
annual
flyback.
Chrono.
Yeah.
And this is an annual.
This is an annual. Yeah.
Why annuals and not perpetuals?
Oh no, I mean,
Or is that just for
I
now?
think eventually, I'll go to the perpetual route, but I just love the price on these, and I love the look on them. I mean, the olive, the blue.
Patek invented the annual too. I think Patek is the company to buy an annual.
Yeah, I mean,
I think the
they're
5035
And
is
I think,
the first
honestly,
annual.
the annual dial is sick.
Yeah, it's clean.
It's clean. It's
not-
sick. It has the windows on top. Like, it's sick.
I mean, I'll change the thing every 4 years.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
fine.
He's like, guys, this is
Don't worry.
Doesn't matter.
This
bro.
might not be here next
Oh,
week.
might not be here next week.
Yeah. No, but I think, like I said, there is a future Orlando collection where you can't jump. I want to enjoy every stage of
It's
it.
a hell
and
of a
things like
collection
that.
already.
Thank
Yeah,
you,
it
man.
is.
Thank
You've,
you.
done, you've done very well. So, what's your thought on vintage? Because I see just heavy modern. Are you into vintage? Not vintage at all?
Future Orlando is going to bring it in.
Orlando, okay.
I have like one vintage Pepsi that belonged to my father-in-law. But no, like I'd love to have, like you have the Daytona, like a nice big red.
The 6'2".
6262. I have,
Yeah, a nice
The
big red
one.
will be part of my collection one day. Maybe move the Platona for it or just buy it.
Yeah.
But in stages. You know what I mean? I'm gonna enjoy every stage, and if I fall in love with these and I never want to give them up, that's great too.
So now, is there a watch that you brought here today that is the most meaningful to you?
Dude, I mean, I would say the 5711. That was really a big one for me. When I got the Nautilus, that was like very much and like how I felt when I bought the Bluesy. You know, when I first became an attorney, that was very much like, wow, I can't believe I own it.
I made it, yeah.
Yeah.
And now Lange. Let's,
Man after my heart.
Because we have, I already said it, and I'm going to keep saying it on the show until Lange cuts my man a check, but he might be the best ambassador I've seen of a brand ever. Okay, in the history of ever. I've never met somebody talk about Lange like they're the hottest girl they've ever seen.
Right, he wears them great.
You know,
right?
and he is the best brand ambassador. But tell me about this Lange and why you got this.
This is the 1815 annual calendar Lange, silver dial. Wears white sometimes, white to silver. It's Lange. I mean, everything on this watch has been touched by a human being. Like this is crafting. And I mean, the moon phase with the disc is like white gold. The hands heated to that blue color. Obviously the back. You got to show the back on a Lange, and it's just class. It's old. So whenever I want an old school vibe, whenever I want a more cerebral feel that day in my life, something more cool, boom, this goes on. Because these are moods. These reflect your moods, right? Watches reflect, to me, what you want to feel like that day, what you want to present to the world that day. And,
I'm an intelligent man. I'm a read man. I'm a well-read man. Like that is, to me, that's pure class. Dude.
It's class. I mean, it's a classy watch. And
so
it shows
how often are you wearing that in comparison to your Pateks?
Okay, so I rotate. Like I do rotate, which is why I try to keep it at a very manageable amount, because I don't care if I did have Bezos money. I'm telling you this right now, it sounds crazy. I wouldn't have more than 10 watches. Now, would I get a new collection every year, rotate that? Sure, if I'm Bezos. But I think you need to wear your watches.
This Lange, Lange has so many models, the most iconic being the Lange 1 probably.
Yeah.
Why this one?
I've owned the Lange 1, and I love the Lange 1. I wasn't ready at that stage of my collection yet for it, so I moved it. I hadn't really gotten the sports wing down that I wanted. It felt very mature, very old, but now, I was ready for a Lange again. I just like the subdials. I love the moon phase. I love the numbers on the dial. The Lange 1, I still like it, and in fact, I've considered buying the black and rose gold. One of the things I'll say about the Lange 1 is because the watch is on this side, when you're wearing it on a cuff, you can't read the time. So that was one of the things. But to me, this is the most beautiful layout.
I think the Lange-matic is inverse.
It is, yeah. It's on the right side, yeah.
So, new Lange-matic just came out.
The data, what is it?
Commission check.
What's it called? The data graph, right?
Yeah.
Beautiful, awesome watch. But I'm OCD. I'm a collector.
Yeah.
I cannot have 2 subdials. I need 3 subdials.
Yeah.
Like I can't have one on each side. It's got to be 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. Well, it's part of the
works.
reason why I like perpetual calendars, because design-wise and from an aesthetic, is very symmetrical.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's one of the reasons why I chose that one. It's just, to me, it's...
You're OCD? You want me to ruin Lange for you?
No, don't do it. Why? Because they cut off the numbers?
No. The ampersand is not in the center.
Oh, Jesus. I am OCD and it is going to drive me crazy.
Why you gotta do that to him, man? It was going right. We were about to end the episode. It's gone.
And it's gone.
It's got in the chopping block.
It's out of my
commission check left already. God damn it. Lange taking the commission check back.
This is the only watch I have, you'll note, that is not on the OEM strap. Yeah. This one I added this oxblood with the cream stitching because I always kind of wanted to have a red strap.
So do you normally keep them in the original straps? You don't like strap monster them out?
I want to be that guy, but I'm just not that guy. I think they did it for, you got to trust Patek. There's a reason they chose this blue, and it works.
Yeah.
But this one comes in a brown that was a little bit boring, and I wanted like a more burgundy vibe. So, and I think it livens up the watch a little bit. And I think it modernizes the watch a little bit. Not that it needs modernizing, but it makes it my own. So that's the only one that actually has its own unique strap.
So now to the fire questions. German or Swiss?
Swiss.
You're going on a date to close the biggest case of your career. What are you wearing?
5711.
You could only keep one watch for the rest of your life. What are you getting?
It's got to be the Aquanaut.
You have Jeff Bezos' money, but you could only buy one watch. What watch are you buying?
I would probably maybe do the 5740.
If you had to build a relationship with an AD, which brand would you build with?
Journe. And that's the only one.
You're in Miami. What is your most Miami watch you have?
The AP. Rose gold, baby.
Lando, thank you for being on the show, man. It's been great talking about your
pleasure,
collection and going over every single one of these as why you collect. Thank you guys for watching another episode of 0 to 60. CJ, how can people join the club?
MIAWatchClub.com or find us on Instagram at MIA.watch.club, and you'll find a link to the website where there's a ton of information. Keep an eye out.
Landy, where can they find you? Anywhere to look at your collection?
Well, not my collection, but I'm a criminal defense attorney. You get in trouble, you go to law office of Orlando Rodriguez, PA.
There you have it. So all you thugs out there, you got the man.
One of the best in the business.
I appreciate that.
I need that number just in case. Today I got pulled over. I hadn't been pulled over in like 20 years, man. I got pulled over by missing a stop sign.
Did you get a ticket?
I did not. I did my thing and I got out of that one. But on that note, make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. This is 0 to 60. And this is On Time, a collector's journey brought to you by the MIA Watch Club. Until next time.